Children, we are moving to the first hydride, right? I told you there are three classification of hydrides. I am going to explain about the first classification, that is saline hydrides, right? We are moving to the first classification of hydrides, that is saline hydrides. Your saline hydrides are formed by electropositive elements, means my metal along with a hydrogen. Metal along with a hydrogen results in the production of saline hydrides. Example, I can tell you sodium hydride, potassium hydride, etc. Okay, children. So, what are saline hydrides? Saline hydrides are formed by electropositive elements like your metal and hydrogen together form your saline hydrides. Example, sodium hydride and potassium hydride. Done. Now, see, you take the second example, binary hydrides. Say for example, sodium chloride. This is an example for my binary hydrides because there are two hydrides here, Na plus Cl minus. This I can tell you 1 and 2 binary hydrides. This is of alkali metals, correct? So binary hydrides of alkali metals, when you look into their structure, they will be having rock salt appearance. Okay, they are crystal. They have rock salt appearance. Now look into the thermal stability of hydrides, especially your alkali metal hydrides. If you look into the stability, your lithium hydride is most stable compared to cesium. Okay, your lithium is stable compared to sodium, sodium compared to potassium, and potassium compared to rubidium, and rubidium compared to cesium hydride. This is because of increase in the atomic size of the alkali metals. Okay, so this is the thermal stability of alkali metal hydride. It decreases from lithium to cesium. When you look into the thermal stability of alkali metal hydrides, it decreases from lithium to cesium. Why? Because there is an increase in the atomic size of alkali metals. When you look into alkaline earth metals, right, here the order of stability will be like this. That is calcium hydride, strontium hydride and barium hydride. This is your order of stability in case of alkaline earth metals. Now, if I do electrolysis of saline hydride, what will happen? I am doing electrolysis of saline hydride. Specifically, I have taken the example sodium hydride. If I do electrolysis, what happens? There is a production of hydrogen gas in the anode. So, this confirms that my hydrogen can exist as H minus, correct? Now, the next property, your saline hydride will react explosively with water forming hydrogen gas. Say for example, your sodium hydride react explosively with water resulting in the production of sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. This reaction takes place very vigorously. The fire which is produced by this hydrogen cannot be extinguished by means of carbon dioxide. You know, fire extinguisher contain carbon dioxide. This cannot be extinguished, and why it is not extinguished by carbon dioxide? Because it is reduced by hot metal hydride. So how will you reduce the fire which is produced by this reaction? Yeah, in the live session we will discuss this point. Okay, try to find out the answer. The fire which is produced by this hydrogen, that is your reaction of saline hydride with water resulting in the production of hydrogen, this hydrogen, the fire produced by this hydrogen cannot be extinguished by carbon dioxide. Okay, then how can you extinguish them? Discuss this answer. Now, what is the use of alkali metal hydride? Your alkali metal hydride can help in the production of other metal hydrides. Say for example, I have taken sodium hydride. When it reacts with boron hydride, okay, when it reacts with boron hydride, B2H6, it results in the production of sodium borohydride, sodium borotetrahydride. Okay, say for example, I have a lithium hydride. This lithium hydride can react with boron hydride, resulting in the production of lithium boron tetrahydride. This reaction is not balanced actually, children. Yeah, this is okay. Now, the last property for saline hydrides will be, see all these lithium hydride, then magnesium hydride, beryllium hydride, they will be having some covalent character. Although they are coming under saline hydrides, they have some covalent character. Okay, I'm just summing up the first classification of metal hydride, that is saline hydride. How saline hydrides are formed? Saline hydrides are formed from electropositive elements, that is my metal and hydrogen. Example, sodium hydride, potassium hydride. When you look into binary hydrides, they will be resembling a rock salt like structure. These 2 points are nothing but your order of stability of alkali and alkaline earth metals. Now, see, if I do electrolysis of saline hydride, sodium hydride, my hydrogen will be liberated at the anode, which shows that hydrogen has the property of existing in H-. Then, my sodium hydride reacts vigorously with water, resulting in the production of hydrogen, which cannot be extinguished by carbon dioxide. And my saline hydrides are used to prepare other hydrides. And your lithium hydride and magnesium hydride, they will be having some covalent character. Now, so we are done with saline hydrides. Moving to the second classification, metallic, otherwise called as interstitial hydrides. Okay, moving to metallic or interstitial hydrides. Here, why it is called as metallic hydride or interstitial hydride, here the hydrogen is going to occupy the interstitial holes in the metallic crystal. See, metallic hydrides, metals are having a crystal structure. In the metallic crystal, my hydrogen is going to occupy interstitial holes. Why? Because my size of hydrogen is very, very small, right? Now, when I look into the transition metals like D block elements and F block elements, they form metallic hydrides. So, what are the examples of metallic hydrides? My D block and F block elements. The metals present in these, right? The transition metals of D block and my F block elements are going to form metallic hydrides. Even in group 6, my chromium alone has the exceptional property. My chromium will be forming metallic hydride, right children? So these are the 3 examples of metallic hydrides. D block elements, F block elements, chromium from group 6 will be forming metallic hydrides. Now, this is an important objective question even in isotopes, right, like protium, deuterium, tritium, that is an important objective question. Here there is an important objective question. What is that objective question? What is hydride gap? What is hydride gap? Here, see, group 7, group 8, group 9, they will not form hydrides. So, this group of periodic table between 7 to 9 is referred as hydride gap. Okay, clear? So, I told you D block, F block, and from group 6 only chromium alone forms metallic hydride. And in the periodic table, group 7 to 9, these elements will not form hydrides. So, this region of periodic table is referred as hydride gap. Okay. Now, I told you D block, F block and chromium will be forming metallic hydrides, correct? See, when I look into the F block elements, the F block elements will be forming hydrides of this type, that is metal dihydride or metal trihydride, okay? So, what type of hydrides your F block elements will form? F block elements will be formed metal dihydride or metal trihydride. Okay children, and their composition keeps varying, and most of your metallic hydrides are conductors. Okay, most of the metallic hydrides are conductors. And apart from this, your metallic hydrides can be used as hydrogen storage media. Okay, They can be used as hydrogen storage media. So what is the perspective of this point is hydrogen can be stored in metals, and this can be used as fuel source for future vehicles. Okay, I think now also we have some vehicles which are running. This is all under trial run. See, so has metal along with hydrogen is called as metallic hydrides. Here D block, F block and chromium are able to form metallic hydrides. Since your metal have a crystal structure, my hydrogen will be occupying interstitial holes in the structure, metal crystal structure. And between your 7 and 9 of the periodic table, they will not form hydrides, so it is referred as hydride gap. F block elements will be forming dihydrides and trihydrides. They are conductors, and I can tell you my metallic hydrides are used as hydrogen storage media, so they can be used as fuel source for future vehicles. Okay. So till now it's clear, children. We are moving to the last classification of hydrides, that is molecular hydrides or covalent hydrides. Okay, molecular or covalent hydrides. So this is our last classification of hydrides. See, these hydrides are formed from non-metals. So how are they formed? Molecular hydrides are formed from non-metals, or I can tell this is the opposite of first form, that is saline hydride. It is formed from less electropositive metal and hydrogen. I told you for saline hydrides are formed from electropositive elements, that is metal and hydrogen, correct? This is opposite. Molecular hydrides are formed from less electropositive elements, that is metal and hydrogen. Here I told you the other name for molecular hydride is covalent hydrides. So my metal and hydrogen are held together by means of covalent bonds. Okay, children. So metal and hydrogen are held together by covalent bonds. Example of this molecular hydrides include methane, your water, hydrogen sulfide, okay, then beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride. So these are the examples of covalent hydrides. Now your P block elements can form molecular hydrides. Okay, children, they all can form. I can just include P block elements too. So methane, water, hydrogen sulfide, beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride and P block elements will be forming molecular hydrides. They will be forming molecular hydrides. Now I am just citing some example. See, if they are in trihydrate form, as I discussed here, like your F block elements have the ability to form dihydrate and trihydrate, right, children? See, if phosphorus is forming trihydride with a hydrogen, what is the product called? PH3, which is called as phosphine. Am I correct? Now my oxygen is going to react with the dihydrogen. What is the product called? Water. It is also called as oxidane. What is it otherwise called as? Oxidane. Can you see? Yeah, it is otherwise called as oxidane. Now my nitrogen can react with the trihydride to form ammonia or otherwise azane, or otherwise it is called as azane. So what are molecular hydrides, children? Molecular hydrides are formed from non-metals, that is less electropositive metal along with the hydrogen will be resulting in the formation of molecular hydrides or covalent hydrides. Here metal and hydrogen are held together by means of covalent bond. Example of molecular hydrides are these. And if they react with the dihydrogen and the trihydrogen, what is their common names? You know very well, right? Common name of phosphine is phosphine. Common name of oxidane is water. Common name of azane is ammonia. Okay. Now this molecular hydrides is further divided into three. Okay. See, I told you hydrides are classified into saline hydrides, metallic hydrides, molecular hydrides. Yes, no, children. Now this molecular hydrides is further classified into electron deficient hydrides. What is the first one? Electron deficient hydrides. You can tell electron deficient molecular hydrides, then electron precise hydrides, then electron rich hydrides. Okay, what are electron deficient molecular hydrides? See here, the central atom will not have octet, so they are called as electron deficient. We have already seen this, right? So molecular hydride, electron deficient molecular hydrides have central atom which will not have octet configuration, so I am going to call them as electron deficient molecular hydride. Example, BeH2, MgH2, then BH3, etc. BH3, which is otherwise B2H6 also diborane. B2H6 is nothing but diborane. Then electron precise. What is the second classification? Electron precise hydrides. We have seen this under octet rule. What is the second classification? Electron precise hydrides. Here just opposite. The central atom will be having their complete octet. Okay. So group 14 hydrides, they have tetrahedral structure and their stability will be decreasing. Why? Because bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Why bond dissociation enthalpy decreases? Increase in the bond distance. That's it. So what are electron precise hydrides? Their central atom, okay, their central atom will be having complete octet configuration. Group 14 elements hydrides will be tetrahedral in structure. Now moving to the third classification of molecular or covalent hydrides is electron rich hydride. I think you can only bring out the definition for electron rich, electron deficient, not complete octet. Electron precise, so they have complete octet. Here the central atom will be having a lone pair of electrons. Okay, my central atom is having a lone pair of electrons, then these hydrides are called as electron rich hydrides. These hydrides are called as electron rich hydrides. Example, NH3, PH3, they have one lone pair, right? Even your water molecule, H2O, H2S, these are the examples because they all have lone pair of electron. So what happens when there is a presence of lone pair? Whenever there is a presence of lone pair of electrons on electronegative elements, these are highly electronegative, correct? So whenever there is a presence of presence of lone pair in electronegative elements like oxygen, nitrogen and fluoride, this results in the formation of hydrogen bonds. This results in the formation of hydrogen bonds. So since there is a presence of hydrogen bonding in them, there will be high boiling point. There will be high boiling point. So because of this, your water molecule, your ammonia and your HF are existing as liquids due to strong intermolecular bonding. I am repeating the classification of molecular hydrides. You know molecular hydrides, I have told you this is opposite of saline hydride because it is formed from non-metals and a less electropositive metal and hydride, resulting in the formation of molecular hydrides, and your metal and hydrogen are held together by means of covalent bond. These are the examples of molecular hydrides I told you, and I have told you the some examples where these non-metals are combining with the trihydrates and dihydrates. What is their common name? We saw 3 examples. And your molecular hydrides are further classified into 3. They are electron deficient molecular hydrides, electron precise hydrides and electron rich hydrides. Electron deficient, central atom is not having complete octet. Example, electron precise hydride, the central atom will be having a complete octet configuration. Example, group 14. An electron-rich hydride, here the central atom will be having a lone pair of electrons, especially nitrogen, phosphine, water, H2S. Whenever there is a presence of lone pair of electrons in highly electronegative element like oxygen, sulfur, fluorine, etc., there is a formation of hydrogen bonding. Because of this hydrogen bonding, they have high boiling point, and that's the reason why these three are existing as liquids. Why? Because there is a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding. There is a strong intermolecular hydrogen bonding in them. Yes, children. We have seen till now what and all we have seen. We have seen the position of hydrogen in the periodic table. We have seen the preparation of hydrogen. Then we saw physical properties and chemical properties. Then we saw three classification of hydrides, that is saline hydrides, metallic hydrides and molecular hydrides. Then we saw the further subdivision of molecular hydrides as electron deficient molecular hydrides, electron precise hydrides and electron rich hydrides. Thank you, children.